Investigation 2.1 on page 30 and 31 of your text. We are looking at renting bicycles. And part A says, which bike shop should Ocean Bike Tours use? And then explain your reasoning. So that question I want you to answer on your own before we even get started. So take a few minutes and answer that question by looking at the table and the graph that is in front of you. We have Rockies gave us a table, and Adrian's gave us a graph. So based off of this data, which company would you use to pick to rent your bikes? All right, so part B. Suppose you make a graph from the table for Rocky Cycle Center. Would it make sense to connect the points? All right, so we have Adrian's is already in the graph. So what they're asking us is, what would happen if we make a graph for Rockies? So we're just going to make a graph. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to put Rocky's information right on top of Adrian's graph. So we're not going to create a whole new graph. So our first point is 5 bikes for $400. So if I look at Adrian's graph, number of bikes, it's actually counting, every line is actually worth 5. Okay? The scale is counting by tens in this, and she's skipping a line. And on the y-axis, it's counting by 400s, but each line is worth 200. All right, so we're going to start plotting this. So 5, 400. So here's 5, 400. So that's the first one. Next one, 10, 535. So 10, 500, well, that's 600. So 500 is right about here. So 10, 500, so just a little bit above. All right, so that's 535, pretty close. 15, 655. Again, here's 600, that's 700. So 15, 600, here is 700, so we're right in the middle. So right about there. Next one, 2770. So 2700, 70. Okay, we're just going to continue doing this all the way down. All right, so what I want you to do is to continue with this, and that's going to be the end of this first video. And when you get to the second video, it'll basically show you the completed graph, and then we'll start working on the second part of this assignment.